Hello, welcome to our calendar math lesson today. As you may see, I had to set up my classroom inside today because my neighbors are getting some very loud work done outside, and so I had to move everything inside or you'd never hear me. So let's go ahead and get started with our calendar time. Here's our calendar today. We see that yesterday we were on the 6th, so today we're going to move our cliff over to the 7th. Good job. Let's do our today is statement. Today is May 7th, 2020. Excellent. And if we look above the 7th, we see that today is Thursday. Good job. Today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how many days we've been in school. Here is our chart, and we see we have been in school yesterday for 164 days. So I'm going to take a straw and add it into our ones column. Yesterday we had 4 ones. I just added another one, which means today we are at 5 ones. Excellent. So go ahead and read that number for me. Great work, 165. What does the number 165 mean? Yes, it means one group of 100, 6 groups of 10, we all are, and 5 ones over here. Great job. Let's go ahead and count them. Here we go. This is 100. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 161, 162, 163, 164, 165. Excellent. So how would I make the number 165 with my base 10 blocks? Great work. Since I'm not sitting today, I'm going to have to put this down to hold up our 165 with base 10 blocks. So I heard 1 100ths flat, 6 groups of 10. There they are, 6 sticks of 10. So I'm going to have to hold these with one hand. And 5 ones. Ready? I'm going to go pinch my 5 ones. Here's my 5 ones. Good job. So 165. Excellent. Great work. Go ahead and put those back. Let's write the number 165. We have a 1 in the hundreds place, a 6 in the tens place, down and around, and a 5 in the ones place. Little down, big belly around, back and put the hat on top. 165. Make sure you don't have any backwards numbers. Look at yours, look at mine. No backwards 6s, no backwards 5s. Great work. 165. Now this week, we've been working on different types of graphs, and I'm going to hold up our data of which we have so far. So we learned that data is when we do a survey and we ask people questions and we find out the answers and we put it into this, and I worked it when I was taking it down. But here was our first one, our picture graph. And then we took that and we turned it into our tally chart down there using tallies. And then yesterday we made a data table, putting those numbers into it to match all of that information. So today we're taking that information and turning it into a bar graph. Now a bar is another way to say a very thick line. Okay, it's kind of almost like a pole going up out of the ground, okay? So it's a very thick line. It is a bar, and this is our bar graph. So it says, our pets, we still have the same title, bar graph up there. We notice that on the bottom of the bar graph, we have all of those words we were working on before. So I've got dogs, because our class has dogs, cats, Our class has cats, hamsters, class has a hamster, fish, and ferrets. We have all of those animals. So those are labeled across the bottom. Going up the side, I'm going to scoot us just, I can only get you a little bit closer. That's about as close as I can get you on this one. We see the numbers. Down here at the bottom, at the very bottom, I put a 0 because that's where we would put it if we didn't have any. We wouldn't draw the bar going up. But then at the first line, there's a 1, and then a 2, and then a 3, and then a 4, and it goes all the way up, and I made mine stop at 20 because I did not need any lines higher than that, okay? So there we go, and I take that information, and I looked at my chart from yesterday. I looked at my data chart, my data table, and it told me 17 dogs in our class. So I drew a bar, a thick line, all the way up to here. Why all the way up to here? Because when I look straight across from there, there's the number 17. This bar tells me, because it stops at 17, that 17 dogs is what our class has. That our class has 17 dogs. Then I can move to the cats. Here is my bar that shows how many cats our class has. And it stops right here. If I go across, excuse me, friends, if I go across that bar, I see it stops at the 8. And that tells me our class has 8 cats in it. Okay, we have 8 cats. Then I go over here to hamsters. Here's hamsters, and it stops at the first line. And if I go across, I see that that's 1 hamster. Same with fish. It stops at the first line, 1 fish. And then ferrets goes up 1, 2, and stops at the 2 line. Now, since I first collected all this data, something has changed in our classroom. And I'm not going to change our other graphs, but I am going to change this graph. One of our friends got a new pet fish. She introduced it to us on Zoom, didn't she? So if you were on that Zoom, you got to meet the new fish in our class. So we actually are going to change our data to show that fish. And we are now at 2 fish in our class. So I'm going to change our bar right there so that it now shows that new data. That now we have 2 fish in our classroom. Holy moly, there we go. So we can answer the same questions using this. This graph, we can say, which pet does our class have the most of? We can look and see, oh, our class has the most dogs. Which class does our class have the, which pet does our class have the least of? And we can look here and say, oh, it is the hamster. Right here, we have the least of the hamster. I could answer this question. Which pet has the same amount as our ferrets? Well, that's new information for our class, isn't it? And we know it is the fish. The fish and the ferrets have the same amount. So here is your assignment today. On top of IXL, if you haven't finished your IXL Math Minutes already, I am putting bar graphs on IXL that you can work on. I am also asking you to take your data and make a bar graph out of it. I've seen so many great things. I've seen ice cream ones. I've seen favorite color ones. I've seen jelly bean ones. Oh my goodness, all kinds of great graphs. I want you to take your information and turn it into a bar graph today. So you have to look at your graphs that you've made, take that data, take that information, and turn it into a bar graph. I look forward to seeing your bar graphs. Have fun. Bye-bye.